All right.
Welcome to the
Panda
Podcast.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Levi.
Alan.
And Aaron.
So
Aaron.
we definitely did not, or you didn't do your job.
No.
You were supposed to come up with
It
something
wasn't
better.
an assignment. It was a suggestion.
No, it was, I hate this. I don't want to do this.
And I still do. And until I figure out something else, though, it's going to be that way. So who's hurting in this situation?
You.
Exactly. So I can do whatever I want.
All right. Touche. All right. Well, hello, everyone. Another week is down, which also in the pessimist view means another week is just about to start.
That's my view.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm glad to get Monday mornings.
Yeah, that's right, because you work nights.
Well,
So,
and it's been snowing, so that's not going to be fun.
Yeah.
Anyways.
On that extremely
With that
optimistic note.
depressing note.
I feel, yeah.
Please silence all phones and
pages.
No.
If you don't like it, get out.
Okay, so for today's podcast,
We're going to go for a little bit of
just more of a fun
discussion generated.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have a few stories, I think, but...
Yeah. But mostly we're going to be going over some issues that have been really plaguing us and that we've wanted to come up with some sort of answer
Wait,
for.
what?
Yeah. No, it's true.
There's some on there. They're pretty heavy. I'm sure all of them are pretty heavy.
Well, okay, we'll get to them. You don't have to spoiler alert on our own podcast.
There's Alan thing, What
Yeah.
was that one thing, Alan, that you wanted to talk about?
You wrote down Alan
That's
thing.
right, Alan.
You said, I have something I want to say
He
for
said,
the podcast.
write down this
No,
and this.
I wrote down something else later
Oh,
when he
okay.
told me to
So
write
he means-
something
he
down.
means plot
but
ideas.
that very first one.
Plot ideas.
No, that wasn't it. That very first thing, Alan was like, oh, I have something for the podcast. I'm like, well, what should I put down? He's like, no, I don't want to put anything down. I want to just bring it up during the podcast.
You did.
And now you forgot.
You did do that.
Well, thanks, Alan.
I got other stuff.
You let us all down. That's the only thing we were going to
We'll
talk
start
about.
with something heavy then.
Oh, something else.
What would be your alternate reality experience?
And so, are we talking, virtual reality, alternate reality, or are we talking,
If that would be your ultimate reality, then I guess, yeah.
Well, no, there needs to be,
Ground rules.
parameters, Are we talking about a virtual reality, thing, or are we talking, literally you've been teleported to a different reality?
Couldn't you get both
yeah,
of
you
the
can-
same thing?
You can. Whatever different reality you would want it to be.
Okay.
So if it would mean a world where there's virtual reality,
But,
Then, yeah.
is
Or if it's a world where you're just in a virtual reality world and not
the entire
experience-
time.
not experiencing pain, or you can't taste things, or if you do want to taste things, 'cause that is your ultimate, or you could just be in an actual reality.
Okay, we've got some discussion
So,
topics here.
okay, so let's just open.
It's
Where do you
anything.
want to be right now? Where would you rather be than here?
What do you value most?
Okay.
The one thing about my reality would be I would not need to work in order to get food or housing. I could, like in a video game, I could either just find the money somewhere, or I could kill something to get money.
Yeah, that's
or,
exactly what I was thinking too, where
You could sell all the useless stuff you don't need anymore.
yeah, just pick up stuff and I could sell it anywhere to any store and they'll give me money for it. And
just talk to a peddler.
Yeah,
I want
you just
that.
punch
Okay.
trees.
You can
yeah,
now.
even just punch a tree and there's money,
Oh. Actually, Ocarina of Time over here.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Or Animal Crossing, where you shake the trees and sometimes.
Would be
Or
nice.
we can even-
Minecraft.
Or
plant money.
plant money, get a money tree, or find the golden rock.
Oh my gosh,
with your shovel.
the money tree.
Oh
Do you
my
remember
gosh,
that in
yeah.
elementary, or when was that? Middle school?
Middle
That
school.
we were talking about it? Oh my gosh.
Back when I was going to be a geneticist, make my own Pokemon.
That is exactly what we should
I
discuss.
will splice the plant stem with just $100 bill.
And voila, it's dead. It's
It
dead.
was a joke. It was supposed to
awesome.
be funny.
Funny
It was funny.
We first originally came up with this money tree idea. Not really an idea, just how cool it would be to have a money tree, and then how we would, disguise it and keep it as our own. But then we're like, so if there's money trees, what other type of trees could there be? And we started getting crazier and crazier. I don't even know what we came up with until we're like a nuke tree.
A tree that produces nukes.
It was like your worst nightmare.
Well,
so it's
so
like this
when-
weed in the
So
backyard.
when
Yeah,
it
and
fell
so-
off the tree,
exactly,
did it
exactly,
explode?
yeah. And then it
So
would
you have
chain
your own
reaction,
siren,
yeah.
and we're thinking that all of a sudden you're like, oh shoot, you're in the shower and you just run into your bunker because you'd have to have one if you have a nuke tree, and like everything's gone, and then our last thing before lunch ended was like, I'm in the middle of nowhere and I'm naked.
No!
No, wait, why would even anyone plant a nuke tree?
It's a weed.
Okay, but like, how fast does a tree grow? Like, I'm
It's
pretty
okay.
sure you
Fine.
could just be like,
No, let's
I think this is gonna grow up to be a new tree.
Let's
No,
just
you don't know.
say
Maybe it
it's
just
a-
disguises itself.
Well, what if when you cut down a nuke tree, it blows up?
Or what if it's fruit?
You'd have
Okay.
to disarm it.
Hey, just cut away that
Untangle
piece
the
of
roots.
bark. There's the panel.
All right.
No, what if
I
it's
Which-
can't tell. There's no
fruits?
colors because
Which
they're all
fruits
just
you
green.
don't know. It, like we had several types of trees. We had like a gold tree. Like it could be a genetic mutation into a nuke tree. And so like the fruit, you have to open up the fruit to get like the gold. Maybe the nuke goes in there, and so you don't quite know it's a nuke tree until it's produced nukes. They don't have
By
to be
then,
high
you're dead.
energy.
Then how are these sirens going off? How do they know that
Okay,
a nuke
look,
is dropping?
we were in 8th grade.
Break. I was gonna create Pokemon.
Okay. I'm sorry, it was
Thanks for
bending my
poking holes.
mind.
It was awesome. All right, that was a childhood dream of mine. A nuke
That's
tree.
a really weird reality you guys would want to live in.
We don't want to live in it. We were just talking about different
Oh.
types of trees.
Well,
Okay. So, but is there like a specific? So
You're
you
so
essentially.
hung up on these like details.
It is. I why you
love
don't discuss things with
details.
him. He gets into the details of it. You're like, what if this
Okay.
happened? Well, what are we talking about?
Okay,
This or
okay,
it's like,
but-
I'm talking
Is it
about
nighttime? Is it daytime?
Aaron, what's your vague reality?
Well, I'd sort of want things to be happening while other things are occurring vaguely, though, like in the
Okay.
most general
Right,
sense.
right.
I wouldn't want there to be like nothing happening.
But yeah, my reality would be everything that I wanted to happen would happen, and I'd be eternally happy. That's my
Discussion over.
done.
yeah, exactly. The discussion's over when you guys are so
That was a
vague.
good discussion.
No, it wasn't.
I enjoyed your points of views, Daniel. That was a really good
I
one.
think we-
Aaron, having something happening. These are good ideas. We should write books about that.
I think there are already books written about that kind of stuff.
where, Daniel?
Children's
Everywhere.
Nah.
Oh man. Well,
So, well, like, I wanted to know more detail. Is
Uh,
Alan essentially living in a video game?
No, it's just
Not
that kind of like.
No, so he's just living in the normal world, but it.
Yeah,
Run like
our
that.
normal world, but yeah, run like a video game in that kind of sense where you're not working just to survive. Like right now,
Okay.
I don't work to live, I live to work. I have to work.
Yeah.
And it just
Well,
takes all of my day.
So essentially the fantasy is that economy doesn't exist because in order for there to be so much disposable
goes.
income and stuff like that. I don't
No need
Well-
for economy. How about that?
Yeah, well,
so that would be an ideal world anyways,
Yeah.
where economy is not based
Well,
off
yeah.
of money like that.
Well, no, an ideal world would be a world without economy because that would mean there's no such thing as limited resources,
Mhm.
which means that there's no competition, and the competition for these limited resources is what creates the current
unless the
economy.
resources were just hard to get.
Well, but that's what I mean. A limited resource doesn't
Well,
necessarily.
they're unlimited. They're just hard to come by.
It
But
still
then-
takes work to get some things.
Yeah, but
But then that comes to it's worth more because I spent more time on it, and then we start into that kind of a thing.
Well, here's the difference. If it's that difficult to get that kind of thing, okay, then
It becomes a luxury, not a necessity.
And so people, it's instead of people going and getting that and selling it to other people, because like at that point, what are people selling it for?
There's an idea. So yeah, what are you selling things for? If you're going to sell anything, it's like, I have this. This was really hard to get. I want what was really hard for you to get, and then you trade.
There's an economy.
Okay, but then all of a sudden
There's a
an
type of economy, yeah.
No, that is literally the point. That is literally economy.
However, you're not trading it for money
all you
or
do-
the need to live and
Money
survive.
is a
But here's the thing,
symbol that
money-
was created
no, no.
after economy was.
Money is just a kind of like placeholder
Yeah,
for
good
a
point.
resource.
Yeah. Okay, in that case, not money, but you're not needing any type of resource for food or shelter.
You could just
Okay.
open up a virtual catalog.
Okay.
So still have
So-
an economy, I
okay.
guess. There's still some form of economy, but there's
so
no
what,
need
essentially
for...
what you're saying is, if you're a natural person who just wants to do normal things in this world, you don't have to worry because you've got all the basics covered.
Yeah.
But there are these things out there that
if you want to live comfortably.
you know.
Yeah.
So you still work.
So
you still
so
in a
what's
sense,
going to
work.
end up happening is like that's what happens. That's why the economy is where it is now.
Mine would be nothing like that. I'd go for
Not if you don't need to worry about food or shelter. There would still be a difference if you didn't have to worry about
Yeah,
food and shelter.
okay, yeah, there would be a difference, but there would be a point where people would start assuming certain things are, entitled for basic living, and that, if food and shelter and all that stuff is like so natural that it's not even, you have to earn it or anything like that, it's just a given, then all of a sudden things like luxury are going to start being something that certain people are going to feel more entitled to. Yeah.
I would
Give it
just
time.
be a warrior.
Give it
and
time,
I
you
would-
can destroy any reality
I
with
would-
Yeah.
bad-minded
Oh,
people.
Yeah.
There's the thing.
That's the problem.
So, in my reality, I wouldn't care.
Here's
I would
how it
be
is.
I would be
You would
well
be
enough on my
content.
own
It would
that
be
I
a
don't care
world-
what they
no,
do.
It would be a world like that where for you, how you're already living is luxury because you are
Yeah,
used
'cause I
to
don't-
how it is
I don't
here.
need it, and if there was any way to make sure that there wasn't any sort of caste system, people can believe whatever delusions they want to believe, but there's not an actual set caste. That would be pretty cool.
I would just be a warrior, and I could choose to control everything, but
You did.
I just don't. I just create like really advanced artificial intelligences and just like
I would just have
Let it
everyone
play
in my
out.
world become NPCs.
He's just that master of all,
Yeah.
like Taekwondo.
I
could kill you.
I could,
but
but
I'm
I'm
not- I
not
don't have
going to. I just want to play my game.
Okay, I think we got.
Are we
good
all
stuff with
video
that.
game based for a version for a different
Yeah,
reality?
I was thinking like I would be like a hero and I would be like OP and monsters would attack the people who live in my world and I would save them all.
So our
But
ideal reality.
I have to
is
be
video
OP
games.
because with all of this lightning return stuff, I am so sick of it. Like, I don't know what it is about these kind of video games, but as a group, we get so good at these games that everything just becomes really, really simple to beat. And the more time you put into it, the easier things should be able to be. This game is just not like that. It's just, so much time and effort, and I'm not, like, with how many things I've fought, I should be, like, so high a level that I'm just taking things out.
Yeah, I see that. Like Ni no Kuni was about the same way.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
those minion animals that you would get, at first it seemed like I was really going to get it. And I'm the type of person that I'll grind. I don't care about grinding.
Yeah.
But I grind to what I grind at a Pokemon level. I should say. Because there's like obsessive grinding that's like I'll train for a month before I move on. But for me, I'll spend a day at least in one area and just spend my entire day getting that. And I'm like, okay, I should be good enough for like 2 more areas. But no, I go to the very next area or the end of that boss, and I'm barely survive. And I'm like, that whole day was needed just to barely survive.
Well, it's like with Pokemon. So like my strategy before, even, like we're talking red, yellow, blue version. Before I even go to Brock, I have 6 Pokemon, all level 10. Okay, at least Butterfree.
Sorry. Yeah, mine was similar, but like in Ruby Sapphire, I'd have 6 Pokemon. Wait, what level were they normally at?
The last Pokemon is usually like level 12 for the first boss.
So then for that first one, I'm either 15 or 20. I have 2 about there, and then 3 at 15
Ruby and
or
Sapphire
16.
was different because Ruby and Sapphire at the beginning areas had stronger Pokemon, which gave me more XP. Grinding on yellow version is
It's like level 2.
I just beat the whole game with Typhlosion. So
yeah, you've done that, but yeah, and
is that what you did? Just that one Pokemon?
Just that
Typhlosion.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm dead serious.
I could never do it with just one. Like, eventually you just get to a point where you just get hit. And you're like, that was stupid. I should not have been critical hit.
Then you go back
there.
and you just go and try it again.
Did you ever wipe? Did you ever die?
Yeah, you die. I mean,
At the end, you just say, yeah, I totally beat this game
with one Pokemon.
No, have you guys heard of the new
Wonder
Trade?
No.
Okay, so
thought you were going to say something else there.
No, Wonder Trade is on the newest Pokemon game. You throw up a random Pokemon for trade, and they give you a random Pokemon back. It's called the Wonder Trade gameplay, and what you do is you go and catch 6 Pokemon as fast as you can, and put all 6 of them up for Wonder Trade, and the 6 Pokemon you get back from those trades, you beat the entire game with that group of Pokemon.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool little challenge.
I like the challenge where it's like, if any of your Pokemon faint, you have to either box it or release it. If any of them faint. So that's, I can't remember what they call it, but that's apparently a big thing where it's just a community decision that this is how I'm going to play the game. So what sucks is if you get to like the Elite Four with your best team and just mess up.
Yeah, and all
and your best team,
and you
have to get rid of
it. That's just stupid.
Wouldn't that suck?
Yeah.
That would be like the biggest. No, you know what would happen? People would probably at face value say, yeah, let them go. But no, by the time that you're there, you're like, I put too much into this. Screw these rules.
I'm done. Screw the rules.
Just kind of
look around.
Up in, like, make sure no one's watching, and just
turn off. Turn back on.
Technically,
my finger slipped on.
Now
we're gonna have to do it all over again.
But no, seriously, grinding should be something that if, when we did Tales of Vesperia at 10 times and we grinded, there at the beginning, and then for the rest of the game, we could not lose.
No, you remember what I did, though.
Yeah.
I wanted to get all of us to have those skills, so while you weren't playing, I would get on and just, for hours, just re-equip all the new weapons, get all the new skills, and so I went up easily so many levels. That's what I mean by at the beginning. And then we were so overpowered.
Levels, and it was easier because you had the times 10 XP thing, so we leveled up a lot, but even if you had done that with just normal XP just to get all of those skills,
we still would have been
like OP the entire game. And it's not that I don't enjoy a challenge, it's that, I want to be able to enjoy
when you put your
the
due
game.
In there, when you paid your dues.
Exactly. I must have put in a good...
Oh my gosh. Are you talking about 13-2?
Oh, I know, 13-2 hours.
Holy crap.
I got every shard, the strongest weapons, leveled all of my things up to 99, and I still couldn't beat the last 2 things without using cheap tactics, okay? And they developed the game so that you could use tactics like those to beat these kind of bosses and things like that, but if I'm 100% leveled up, have the strongest weapons, have leveled up my extra creatures to the highest levels that they can get to.
You should be able to
I
use
better
your own
well
methods.
be able to kill them however the hell I want. That's why I train so hard and everything like that.
So I can do it the way I want to do it, not the way the game wants me to do it.
Lightning Returns, I spent all that time, defeated all the 5 main quests and everything like that. And that last form of Benevelda, the only way you can beat it is by staggering it.
Spoiler. Thank you. Yeah. Ruined it. You spoiled it for me, by the way, not our listeners. Didn't know his name was Benevelda. Yes.
So?
Hey, let me have this.
What do you learn?
Let me be mad.
You learned the name easily at the very beginning.
Really?
And play.
I blame you, Leo. It's like going, I just don't know what the final boss of a Zelda game is. And then someone saying it's Ganondorf.
Whoa! Spoilers! I didn't know that.
I think someone would be justified
But
to get mad
he's
at
a
that.
bull.
How many Zelda games have you played?
A good amount.
There's only
There we go.
there is one.
What's mythical creature payback?
Alan? That was one of the Alan
Oh,
things.
yeah. Okay.
Back to topic.
I do know the Alan thing.
Okay.
Oh my god.
What's the Alan thing?
Wait,
Are they both
is-
the same thing?
No, is that the only two things I put down, right?
Other
Yeah.
than plots, I guess.
Okay, perfect. So the Alan thing. So I had a dream the other night where I was in this underground cavern and there's this like temple, and it reminded me a lot of Asian temples and things like that, but it was underground. And like most places underground, you would expect it to be black and pitch dark, and it was. And the only way I could see was with my phone and my phone light, and I kept trying to get my phone light to work, but I couldn't.
Pick up batteries.
And well, no, like it wasn't even. It was like real life. Like I was
Yeah.
there looking around, and it was really creepy, and I was really freaked out. And so I was thinking about a situation like that, and it made me wonder, like, we all, like, everyone would love to go on, like, an adventure or do something.
Said no one ever.
And it'd be a
Let's
lot of
go on
fun,
an
you
adventure.
know, things like that. But what kind of adventure would you hate to find yourself in?
A horror adventure.
Well, but like,
An insane asylum.
That's good.
yeah.
Anything that would be to scare me. Like, not with the natural form of things,
Hmm.
but like literally this adventure is all horror.
Yeah. Well, but like, say we're talking like a realistic adventure that you could have just by living in this world. Like,
Oh,
like
okay.
one example would be like cave diving and you get lost.
Oh, okay.
Like something that you could have happened to you.
Being the target of an elaborate serial killer.
Ooh, that is a good one.
That would be
Yeah.
something I would not enjoy. Because, like, especially, like, elaborate meaning that they give me, like, they give me
Their
time
game.
before they kill me. They
Yeah.
put me in a game that they perhaps give me some hope
Like the
of
Saw
escape.
movies.
It doesn't yet.
Not
I guess
quite like
not
that.
necessarily.
But
but
the
like,
concept, like
the
where
concept
you have
where,
a chance to save
like they
yourself.
give you
Run.
they give you that hope, but then they can just snatch it away from you.
Like, what's that book?
anytime.
Just like that? Where the greatest game? Right?
Oh, it's not a book. It's a short story.
Short
but
story, yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's
The one where they hunt people.
yeah, where
Yeah.
the hunter.
It's
hunts
like that.
people.
Almost like that.
See.
Where it's just this, they kind of
He's
play
throwing
with
you into the forest and says, if you can last 3 days, then you live. But if not, I get to kill you.
Nice. And my dreams are starting to piss me off because they are amazing. But the second I wake up,
You forget him.
I forget them. And there was all I know was this dream was about the ultimate, like, betrayal or, like, some way of, like, being a traitor. It was, like, perfect betrayal. And I was like, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to remember this.
You
I
could write
woke
it
up,
down so we
and
can
I
use
never-
it.
And I forgot it. All I know was just the best betrayal.
I had the
the
weirdest
world.
dream last night. Like, the weirdest.
No, there's a comedian that was talking about dreams and saying you can never save face if you're like, hey, I had this weird dream. If you want people to think about you in the same way, never tell them your dreams. Because it's like, so we had orange juice and then a purple monster flew through the sky and ate Jimmy. It's like, something's wrong with you.
It's not weird in like the abnormal sense. It's just, okay, so we're somewhere, and I couldn't really tell where, but all I know is that grass fields on both sides and 2 strips of parking lots that have like the diagonal parking spaces.
Was the grass greener on the other side?
The grass was greener on the right.
Oh my gosh.
It was darker. I don't know. It was darker green and it was lighter green.
Detail, man.
Um,
He's in the stream like I need to know
But
detail.
we're all there and everything like that. And you guys ran off to do something. And all of a sudden, this girl shows up out of nowhere.
Of course.
Okay?
We were the Blitzes.
Oh, no, you guys will be glad that you weren't there.
She who must not be named.
No, it's not a girl. I couldn't, it wasn't someone I knew, but she was nuts. You know, like she was a stalker and she just wouldn't leave me alone. And I'm like trying to find you guys so that I can have like backup and try to get her off my back and everything like that. And I'm just like, you know, leave me the F alone. Just get away from me and everything like that. And so she disappears and I'm like, thank God, and everything like that. And I find you guys and everything like that. And
We were watching. We're just like...
you know, I don't know. But she pops up again and all of a sudden you guys aren't there anymore. Like that's part of the dream. Is I was talking to you guys and then she was there and I couldn't find you guys. So I'm like,
It's like
okay.
a Scooby-Doo episode.
It's like, I'm like, okay, screw this. I don't want anything to do with you. I'm going to go just get in my car and drive away. And so
And
I
you run
knew
over.
where I parked and I'm looking at the parking spot, looking at the parking lot.
The car wasn't
I
there.
can't find my car. I cannot find my car. And so in my dream brain, all of a sudden, I'm like, that bitch stole my car. She stole my car. And at that point, I just turn around and I like rip her a new one. I have her in a headlock.
Whoa.
And I'm like, tell me where my car is. And
See, this is what I'm talking about.
well, no, like, yeah, it was weird, and like she's freaking out. And I'm like, if you don't tell me, I'm gonna call the police, and you're gonna wish you had told me and everything like that.
She'll be like, where's your cell phone then? And you'll be looking for it and you can't find that either. Where's my cell phone?
But
You took it.
At that point, I wake up. But when I wake up, all of a sudden I'm just like
Where's my
angry. I'm
Still
like
angry at
so angry, you know. And it's funny because like in my dreams recently, and I think it's just because I'm just so frustrated with life as is. I am always either yelling at someone
Wow.
or doing something. The other day I was yelling at Alan in my dream for like the stupidest reason
And it
ever.
found out it was just a mirror.
But yeah, dreams are just crazy.
I'm in the same way where I'm having a dream. That's one of the reasons that I don't wake up, because I want to continue the dream. So I hit the snooze button. I'm like, all right, let's get another 10 minutes of this dream going. But when I would wake up sometimes, like during the dream, after you've hit the snooze a couple of times, you come back into the dream and you know you're still dreaming, but you just wanted to be part of it longer.
Yeah.
And so I'd be thinking in the dream and mid-snooze on my alarm, I got to remember this because this is awesome. And then on the one time that you turn off your alarm, it's like you also turn off your memory. You're just like, deleted. And then I don't even think about the fact that I wanted to remember the dream. That's what pisses me off, because I'll turn off my alarm clock, I'll get ready. Halfway through the day, I'm like, dang it. If I had turned my alarm clock off one snooze before, when I was all gung-ho about it, I'd remember this dream.
I try not to. I remember my dreams very well. And so if I have something I want to use, I will write it down or record myself saying it.
Okay, mythical creature payback, dude.
Okay, so you know, like sometimes when there's a mythical creature that they grant you something, but they're always like there'll be a price and everything.
Okay.
So, like, the reality is you don't know there's gonna be a price. They're just saying that there's gonna be a price, and so.
I was going to do a cutthroat thing.
Well, yeah, no, like, how do you know that they're actually saying it? Like, would you call them out and go, you're lying, I know you're not, and see what they say? Or,
I'm not.
Details, man.
Well, no, like an
yeah,
example
I'm
of
not
the.
like.
And,
So
like,
are you
what
saying
kind
there's
of-
really not any strings attached?
What if there's not?
Well, like, okay, give me an example.
Well,
What
so,
kind
like-
of creature is giving?
So, like, say you have the Sphinx who says, you need to answer this riddle or else you die. What if you just go, no, I don't need to. Why do I have to? Who's to say that you can kill me just because I don't answer this riddle?
And then they kill you.
Well, but do you
But-
get... Okay, so here's my question. Do you get killed if you guess wrong?
Yeah,
Or
that's
do you
the-
get killed if you don't?
That's the
That's
thing.
what I'm
only
saying.
I've only ever seen it is if you actually
Get it.
try
to
to.
get it wrong. No, and that's what
Get
I'm
it
saying. Like,
Because if I don't have to try, I'm not going to risk it.
yeah, but that's what they don't tell you. Like, do you risk that? Like, if do you take their word for it that you actually have to go through with what they're saying, or else you're gonna die, or that if you try to go through it, you're gonna die?
Well, it depends. Are you like a main character?
No, Aaron, it's the real world, so you would just be a normal person.
not even an NPC. You're dirt.
if I felt like I honestly didn't know or I couldn't do what they were asking, then I would try to go that route where I would just like, how about I just don't do
How about
anything?
I find a
don't
way around
answer.
you.
And we
I try a
leave it at
different
that.
plan.
But,
See, I always want to just go like call you on your crap, just be
Well,
like,
is
yeah,
is it
right.
just the Sphinx that you're referencing, or
No, I mean there's a lot of other mythical creatures that kind of have that, like the
what?
trolls on the bridge, or
yeah? Well, if you just say,
gee-
"Nah, I'm just gonna walk down the river a little bit, see if I can find
Yeah,
a
exactly.
thinner part."
like
Yeah.
never understand.
Because
then he'll follow you, and then
No.
you'll double back and run across the bridge. Oh, you suck!
no, because the troll is to use his bridge.
Yeah, you don't have to use his bridge.
Across the river.
Well, what they
it's
always
toll free.
well, but yeah, well that's the thing though is like, yeah,
Oh.
he says
I
know,
thought there's a lot more.
he says yeah, this is the toll and everything like that.
No, like I really.
And
thought
they
there was a
always
lot
they
more,
always
but-
imply that the river is just impassable except for at this point where there's this only one bridge, and I just say bullcrap. There's
No,
no
here's
such
my
thing.
thing.
Pepper boots.
Who says it's their bridge? I didn't see a D. Why do they get to pose a
It's
toll?
not their bridge, Alan. They're like they
It's a
don't
troll,
own it.
okay?
He's just gonna be like, no, you can't pass, and then you're like, yeah, I can't pass.
Can you
He's
just-
just gonna smash you across the head with his club. He's not gonna be like,
So that's
oh,
a
I'm
D?
Are we
gonna call
like?
the.
Are we a half elf or are we like? Are we a night elf? Or are we?
A human.
Are we a
human?
rogue?
Probably human.
Okay.
Or a
How-
human rogue?
So he's a troll. Is he like a 7-foot tall troll or just?
Let's say he's a
human
good
troll?
6-foot tall troll.
Now, am I a mace
Could I just-
user,
could
or
I
am I a
just
sword
rush
and
him?
shield user?
Yeah. Could I just rush him?
Yeah,
Like,
Do I
no,
do I have
yeah,
like
shield
a
bash
guys-
him off?
do I have
You
a
guys are more than
Swift-foot
welcome
ability?
to do. You guys are more than welcome to do something like that.
Does he
Play
use
Dungeons
ranged?
and Dragons.
Does he use ranged weapons?
Okay, you guys all miss. You all die. Okay,
Well,
no,
we have to
write
roll
that down.
again.
Write that down. The idea. One of these podcasts, we're just gonna do a Dungeons and Dragons game.
Kind of like.
Wow.
Well, if we're gonna do it, I don't want to do Dungeons and Dragons
Like
specifically.
just
I'd like to-
a fantasy
A role play.
game.
Because Dungeons and Dragons gets a little too complicated.
And then another podcast, we're gonna go LARPing. It's
Is
just
that
gonna
a
be this.
video?
Exactly. No, it's just sounds. Just sounds.
I attack thee, Dave.
We're already doing it now.
Loser. Yeah, we wouldn't need to do anything. We just need to pretend like we were doing something.
Okay,
Oh look,
give it
here
away.
comes some like martial looking guys.
Hey, what are you guys doing over here? You guys look like assholes.
You have a really weird LARPing fantasy.
It's not fancy. It's real world live action role play.
You guys have ever been
dude, you're in our
LARPing?
IRL LARPing.
That's almost
Alright.
a staple in LARPing, guys. A staple.
RLLN.
Every LARPing starts out like that.
Hey, what are you guys doing in our turf?
Wow.
Oh man. man.
I want to play games with you.
I want to use the ATM.
Oh,
Okay, you pull out $20. Oh no, the guy needed 40. What am I gonna do?
I
You
forgot
can-
my bank card.
You can attempt to go again.
You can
Or
persuade
you
him.
could
Persuade him.
persuade the machine.
Persuade him.
If you have 100% persuade, you got a 5% chance that you can persuade the machine.
What about hack?
Hack is a better.
Okay,
Hack is a
okay.
better thing.
How would you even hack an ATM machine if all you had access to was that front panel?
You're supposed to be able to open the panel, and there's USB.
See, that's
stuff.
what I thought.
You can't with just what's there. You
There
can't.
wouldn't be a way. Yeah.
Well, and like the ones that are built into the walls, those ones are almost impossible to get into. It's the like freestanding ones. Usually the ones owned by like a separate company that just has it, like the ones at the mall that are owned by just a random company that make all their money off of like the fees that they
Okay.
charge.
What would you sacrifice of yourself to be able to like use like an energy blast? Like it wouldn't be terribly strong. It could like blow up a fridge maybe.
That's pretty
Is
strong.
it consistent energy blast or one-time use?
It's like
And it uses a part of your body?
no, like you'd have to sacrifice it to use it.
To use it?
To use it.
You'd have to sacrifice what?
So-
A part of your body.
You could choose. You could be like, I'll sacrifice my
Pinky.
pinky this time. Like
Oh, each
well,
time you use it?
Yeah.
I
that's-
was.
I'd just wear extra clothes and be like, I sacrifice this later.
No, it's gotta be.
What
I
about this?
sacrificed
What about
my
this?
beard
You
hair.
could sacrifice no. You could sacrifice parts of your body, but depending on what you sacrifice and how detrimental
See,
it
I
is.
love how it's
that's
like
your
our ideas,
power.
and then Daniel is like, this is what you actually mean. We're like, yeah, that's exactly what I meant. This is your idea now.
But
Wow,
then there
it's
would
like
be
you
no
make
reason
fun.
to use it.
Why?
What's the
Like-
reason to use it in the first place?
That's the thing. I was.
In
I guess,
my
I guess,
other reality.
I guess. What would you be willing to sacrifice to? I guess just get that ability to be able to use like an energy blast.
Okay,
So is
yeah,
it a
one-time sacrifice.
One-time sacrifice.
Yeah.
To be able to
Yeah.
use it forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
How
How
could I
long-
honestly say
is that-
I'll lose
what's-
my fingernail on my
Is
pinky?
it like
Like-
what's the, no? Is it like
What's the minimum requirement?
Yeah,
minimum
what's-
requirement? Yeah.
And
Like-
if you do bigger things, if you do more than the minimum, is your blast more powerful than
yes,
others?
Yes.
Okay.
And the minimum would have to be like a hand or a foot.
Gosh. I'll
So
trade
the
my-
weight's equivalent of a hand or a foot?
Not
or
like
an actual hand?
not what you drop in the toilet.
No, but like, so like if I were to take something on my body,
Like not your
weight's
hair.
Not
not your
what?
beard. His,
I'll trade
my
my-
hair. I'll
What-
take all my
What
hair.
what about my appendix and half my liver?
it has to make your life different.
I'd be down one appendix
I'll
and
get
half a liver.
I wouldn't be able to drink nearly as much as I do right now.
Nah,
Um,
I don't drink. Actually, speaking of which,
Like you could.
does caffeine and all that and carbonation and all that do just as much damage to your liver?
I don't know about carbonation, but I know caffeine.
You could like do both your
Damn.
ears.
It doesn't do as much.
You
Well,
could,
Because it's
comparative
not
to what I've
Well, that's
drank.
you could do
alcohol.
both your ears.
No, I mean the difference is alcohol.
But
is
would
like
you still be able to
literally
hear,
poison.
or
Yeah, it would just
whereas
be like.
caffeine is just
Oh,
like all
I
of
know
these
what.
kind of drugs go through
I
your
get rid
system.
of one eye,
One eye.
so
Okay.
then I could wear an eye patch.
But
Cool.
that's not a.
No,
I
it
guess
works.
in
It works.
Okay. In usefulness of a hand or foot,
exactly. It's
Yeah.
not. I would get rid of one of my arms.
I'll trade
whole
my.
arm? A whole arm. You're
A
not
whole
even
arm.
going for the minimum.
I'll
Well,
trade my left foot
One
for the
hand
flying
just
card.
like is just pointless. What am I gonna do with the stump? I could be like red hair Shanks from One Piece if I lose one arm.
Wait, so if I gave up one eye, would that be the same as one hand equivalent?
Yes, only one hand.
No, I think it's a little bit more though. Just like
Fine,
a tad
one
more
arm.
than it.
It's equal
It's
to one.
equivalent to an arm. That's
Okay,
fair.
sounds good. 'Cause yeah, like even with just out a hand, you can still whack people with an arm. Be like,
Without the hand, if I need to.
You have the weirdest fantasies.
Oh yeah, my one arm,
But,
arm without a hand.
actually, no,
That's
hold
new
on, hold
potential.
on.
No. I'll sacrifice my hand, and that's my blasting hand. Bam on the stump, and just blast.
Well,
Here's my question. If I lose my hand, what's the possibility of getting a cybernetic hand?
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
So yeah, I would.
I'm doing my arm then. I'm getting a cybernetic arm.
See, I would do
Those
like.
exist.
how about this?
Exists.
Can I get rid of one eye and one hand?
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Actually,
So Al wants to be a
here we go.
pirate.
Here we go.
Arr!
Can I sacrifice?
Do you want to get a peg leg too?
Get
No,
rid
that's
of a
little
leg.
too far.
You'd have one hell of a powerful,
Blaster,
whatever that
yeah.
is.
I'd be the pirate blaster.
Here's a question. So can I sacrifice something and then later sacrifice another part to make it more powerful?
No.
Dang it. Because I'd be like, I'd sacrifice an arm, get a cybernetic arm, and then after I get that cybernetic arm and get used to using it, sacrifice the other arm.
Get
and
double cybernetic.
I got a question.
I would just,
No, go.
if I was like a woman, I would...
What?
Aaron, you're not a woman. I don't know why this is part of the conversation. You would sacrifice your breast and get cybernetic breast.
Oh my gosh!
Rocket propelled.
Like this,
You said you can't just
Just
sacrifice.
Name on.
This is wrong. You guys have the weirdest.
It's funny. Like, you can probably still do that even with yourself.
Just get rid of my pecs.
My pecs.
And then just put it in. Okay, I got one more question.
Wait, no. Okay, go. Hurry. Where do you use the energy blast? Like, can you like if I had just the stump, can I shoot it from the stump?
Yeah,
Can I shoot it from my legs?
Yeah.
So I could like cut off the entire bottom half of my body and use it to like fly around.
You could.
Okay,
What the hell?
I have a question. How much weight is one testicle?
Oh. See, I'd draw a line.
One is nothing. It has to come in a pair.
Because you're still fine with just one.
You're still fine with just one eye and one arm and one kidney?
You lose some depth perception.
And you lose
And
like feel and like
Yeah.
mobility and use of.
I guess.
You'd have to get rid of the whole package.
You have to go full eunuch.
No.
You could get a cybernetic one.
Could I just get rid of the two testicles and
What?
have
Yeah,
everything
you could
else?
just 2 testicles could be gone.
Wow.
Be like getting a
guess
vasectomy.
That could bring us into our next one. Like, would you get cybernetic implants? Even if it was just like, what if it was just like a chip that you could download information into and like?
Oh yeah.
No, I always
Well,
worry
who's
about that.
who's controlling it?
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, as a Doctor Who fan, every
Mhm.
time you see a Cyberman episode, that's how it starts. Is
Well, what I would
something
do,
that downloads information to the
it
brain.
would have to be a non-network chip. So it would have to be in my brain, not connected to any networks, not having no
Not
ability to connect to any networks. And then I have a way to insert
Input information.
Yeah. Well, what if you're like, oh, this file looks good, and then it's like a
Virus!
Well, yeah, what about viruses? Yeah.
Well, I would
Get
hope
some
that-
antivirus spyware in the chip.
But who makes that?
Oh.
I would
Yeah.
prefer to have like cybernetic legs that would help me run faster.
Who makes those?
And jump.
And like, what if it fell something like, yeah?
Well, I know. Yeah, but
I'm breaking into
but that's
Fort
the thing.
Knox.
That stuff happens.
Just have a paracord where you can just detach the
Or,
legs.
or like I
That was
can,
close.
you know, I can have whoever like is trying to stop me just blow up my legs. But they mess with your brain and everything like that. How do you prevent?
See,
that?
I like to have an eye implant.
like blind mag.
No, not
Not like those.
No. Something that allowed me to zoom in and out, and I would like one that would take pictures, but not one that would reflect out. Yeah, a wing.
And then, no, see, that would be it. I would
So
want...
you'd zoom in, Alan.
No.
The eyes don't come out of your head. Zooming out. Oh, ow. Okay, no, I would want something like that where it would be an eye that could capture photos, and then the chip inside my brain is only to store those photos.
Or
Yeah.
it
So-
to store information. Oh,
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can store information that way.
Yeah.
Photographic memory.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, you could assimilate the information through just like reading,
Looking
or
at it,
just, like,
and yeah, so it's all just what you're actually seeing. Nothing. It's not. It can't possibly
Not
be
wireless,
hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that.
What happens if a EMP comes through? Does it fry your brain?
just a chip. Well,
Hopefully,
It would fry your brain too.
Well, would you? No, because like,
solar flares.
are we just having? Are we just
The
having
worst
you being
migraine.
able to access the chip with your brain, or are we having it becoming integrated into your
I
brain?
like that. Access it. I would want to do that. So in a way that
Well,
an EMP
it
can't.
Wouldn't it have to be integrated in your brain somehow in order to be able to access it that way?
Yeah, but
You
there could be
wire
fail
it
safes.
in.
Like if there's an EMP, there could
there'd
be a
be
surge protector
resistors, you know,
between.
and you
Yeah,
just blow the resistor.
like they could have some sort of
Your brain
surge
doesn't have
protection.
that much
That's what I was
fancy guy.
thinking.
Well,
You'd have
That's the enhancement, you know.
You'd have a tumor.
Just have
Extra
a
part of your
bulge.
head. They create hats for it too. There's a new company that comes out.
You know it's
Hide
gonna
your
be
bulge.
it's gonna be Apple that comes out, so they'll make eye hats.
Yeah.
What's next on the agenda?
Superpowers.
Superpowers.
That's kind of been a motif of what we've been talking about, though.
Yeah.
Right now? Well, no way. Like straight up superpower. A magician, like greatest magician ever. Like wizard.
Like
With real magic.
With
real.
magic.
Yeah, okay.
I will saw this woman in two. Not that kind of magician.
I'd be,
But you could with that magic. You
Yeah.
know.
Oh, I could literally saw her in two.
Oh my gosh.
In a safe way.
He'd corduroy.
He would
saw her in
I would
two.
create a box that had like a wormhole effect where when it's together they could sit through it, but when I pull it apart, the middle is clear, but they're still the same person.
Isn't that how it's normally done?
Yes, Aaron. I can't shatter another dream.
Yeah,
today.
don't.
Wait, whose dream? What?
You missed that entire thing.
I'd take Magneto's powers.
Why?
That'd be pretty cool.
Just because from
look
some
at-
of like the like TV series I've seen is like not only does he can like do just like anything metal, but like he can like
break it down.
he can break it down and just construct like robots or just like chips and everything just like through just like his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I like it. I thought it would be cool. You could just like anything is unless you're like in the forest, but you could still like get metals from deep within the earth and just bring them up. And I'd always have my suit of armor. I could just like perhaps change and stuff too.
Yeah, always
Like
wear
that-
metal armor.
Yeah, that's how like what am I thinking of?
Gara.
Kind of like Gara, but kind of like Full Metal Alchemist, where if you had the right kind of alchemic thing, like, and you had like, let's use Al's armor for example. If he had the right things and he was actually in the armor, when he went into battle, he could just
Change his
manipulate
armor.
the armor
Yeah.
to, you know, be how he wanted it and everything
Yeah.
like that. That's cool. But I feel like there's something else.
Because yeah, that's what I thought was pretty cool about Magneto too. When in the movie, like the second one, when the guy he's like, you have too much iron in your blood, and all of a sudden he's just like unstoppable with three little iron balls.
Yeah.
Yes.
See that? Yeah,
Yes.
perpetuating that superhero. I like it.
I don't
You know,
I was just
I-
curious.
Would love the ability to stop time.
Just to stop it or control it?
Just stop it.
Can you move around?
Yeah.
So I
That's the lamest.
This is awesome.
I'm just gonna stand here doing nothing.
Catch up on some sleep.
Yeah.
I could think about everything.
No, of course I'd be able to move around. That'd be so pointless.
Can you like
clock stoppers?
Yeah, that's what I always think.
Can you like? I don't know why I was gonna like lift up Sean's shirt, but like, can you like interact with other objects?
Yes.
I know what you were.
That's
what you
no,
do with
that's
that.
what I loved about clock stoppers, because the way they explained that wasn't that
Yeah,
you stopped
stop
time,
You
that
just
you were just
accelerated
moving
yourself.
so fast, and so it explains how you could still interact with the world and everything, and it would be fine. That was just cool, but
It was a cool idea. Yeah.
I mean, technically I wouldn't be stopping time per se. I would just be freezing everything. Like making everything
The universe.
stop. The entire universe. So that way,
Alan could stop entropy. I'm just kidding. Go.
well, that way basically,
The world stops
Basically-
moving, he flies 800 feet.
You have to have a kickback to your power.
what?
And then when he starts time,
Powers have to have kickbacks, I feel.
No, I mean,
who granted you that power? I mean,
no,
maybe they said
the
it comes with a
he
price.
can only stop time. He's not super powerful by
Yeah.
any
Well, he
means.
could just like stop time, kill you, and then like start time again.
Hey, that's
How
kind
do
of
you
cool.
fight that?
well,
You
so the
don't.
kickback would be that while everyone else is frozen, I'm not. So I would be aging while everyone else isn't.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I can see it. That's a cool one.
So I couldn't just like stop for like 20 years and then come back to right where I was. I'd look 20 years older.
I would stop for 20 years, or like I would stop. No.
Yeah.
I would stop time, and I would build like some massive thing somewhere that's really recognized, like that a lot of people are there, so that it would seemingly seem like 1 second nothing was there, and then the next second
During a tour, and if
something
you look
was
to your left,
there.
holy crap, that wasn't there
and
yesterday.
just watch the world go to chaos as they try to figure out
Breaking
what the
news.
hell it
Today
is.
a monument to Nyan Cat was just
Oh my
I'd do it in
gosh.
Times Square, the best place, you know.
Right where someone's walking, like you build it right in front of his face. Time starts.
Oh, where the did this come from?
What about you, Levi?
I don't know.
A power.
You never know, Levi.
Shape-shifting.
Ooh,
Oh,
shape-shifting's
yeah.
always a good
Well,
one.
I could do shape-shifting magics.
Yours is
Magic
just like-
can incorporate
No.
anything.
Here's my kickback.
No limitations.
No. Here's my kickback. I only have so much energy to use, before I can't do more magic and everything like that.
You guys have got to read Dragonlance. Because that's how mages are there, where they have a limited store of energy before they have to sit down and rest.
Mhm.
And in that book also, any spell they use, they forget it. So they have to reteach themselves that spell.
I don't want that.
That one's kind of lame, yeah. But it's a cool idea of an
No.
author to create you can't be all powerful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to have limitations.
Yeah.
Well, it's a superpower. Like I said, I want to be OP.
I always get back to the same thing because I just can't think of life. I can't think of any other superpower that is just so awesome than being a Jedi Master. I mean, even though I'm not totally Star Wars nerd, just take that at face value, the Force, and I'm the master of it. Jedi Master.
You sound
What
kind
are
of
you gonna do?
selfish. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
What am I gonna
magician.
do? I'm gonna stop time and stab you. Oh,
I would
bam!
sense a disturbance in the Force before I died, though, so at least I'd die in peace.
I'm not touching the Force. I'm just touching you. It'll be 2 seconds. You'll see me, and then you'll be dead.
Oh, 2
That-
seconds,
that's
so
how
time
long
doesn't
you
really
last,
stop.
What?
Well, what are you guys gonna do? What's the wizard gonna do against someone who stops time?
He can
I'll
cast a
change
time
mine.
stopping spell too.
Well, how about this, guys?
cast
I'll
a
change mine
shield
because mine is a
spell.
little.
Well, but we're
We're not
fighting
I know, but
against
fine. If we were to fight each other, I would
I-
want teleportation and invisibility like
Why
Super stuff.
Why would we fight each other? If all of us had superpowers, we'd team up and like...
Chronicle, dude. It just happens.
No, Chronicle happened because that kid was mentally disturbed because he had an abusive family.
Yeah, that was
Very
too bad.
true.
That was too bad.
And he was kind of...
He was a little douchey.
He didn't... he, like... I would
Look at his-
accept help from any of you guys.
Environment, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the way
Environment's
he was-
the thing. And the movie shows it. The movie shows that his father was an absolute douche.
And the other guy was using his power for good, better environment. Yeah. Anyway, back to
What's
the superhero.
next?
Favorite game? Well, favorite fictional character?
We had that.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
fictional video game character or just in general?
I'd say just like Qui-Gon Jinn.
I have a lot.
Just kidding. Still on that same.
I'll start it
so
off, I
hard.
guess.
Who's your favorite?
Goku.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
crap.
like, he's always looking for a fight, but not to initiate the fight. He's a good guy. He's kind of dumb, but still, you love him anyways.
I have just so many people to choose from. One Piece characters, Final Fantasy characters, Tales of characters,
You don't have a
Pokemon characters.
favorite though? Everyone has a favorite. Like,
Maybe like Sephiroth.
I mean, you guys all know what mine is. I don't
Sonic.
have to say it. Yeah, Sonic the
Sonic the
Hedgehog.
Hmm.
Because you'll
Which
never
Sonic,
find
though?
what?
Which one?
What do you mean, which one? They're all one. They're all the
I
same.
know, but
person.
like, which
version?
which version?
Young or old?
Like older
New or
version.
old.
Yeah. Like
Taller, short.
lock on burst, or
Homing.
just while you're jumping you happen to hit something.
Lock homing attack. Oh, yeah.
Homing, that's right.
No, like, so the reason I like Sonic is he's an optimistic guy who just fights to free his world from the clutches of Eggman, and that's all he does.
Goku.
Yeah. he and Goku are a lot alike.
Wow, now I feel like a douche for choosing Sephiroth.
Sephiroth.
Chose a guy who
I don't even have
tried
it.
to destroy a world.
What would I choose? Crud.
Who's crud?
Just
Oh,
an awesome guy.
no. My favorite character, Riku from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That douche.
No, I'm just joking. Alan, you know, you've beaten 3D. You know.
Yeah,
Wow.
that Sora was cheated.
Uh-oh.
Alan, think about everything Sora
You're
has
missing
done.
out. You're missing out on the big thing. Sora was happy for his friend. That's what makes Sora.
I got it.
And
I got
that's
it.
why he was...
Shut up, Alan.
Commander Shepard from Mass Effect. I always come back to Mass Effect games eventually. I always will play them again. That's awesome. Because, I mean, look at it this way. The guy is unbeatable somehow. And that's the thing. He's just a normal guy that just happens to make it through the worst possible environment that could ever just throw themselves on him. But then he gets through it. He, depending on what you choose, actually, whether you're good or bad, you still inspire others.
Was I arguing with you guys about Captain America?
Yeah, I think that you didn't like him. Or-
No, okay, it wasn't you. It was someone
That his
else.
shield had a magnetic ability, not really a boomerang effect. Oh, sorry. What?
No.
I mean, how does the shield always come back to him?
It's vibranium.
He knows the math.
He's
He's a
a
smart man.
super soldier.
What happens if something's flying through the air that he didn't see?
It's happened
It's
before,
happened before where, it
where
gets
he
hit
doesn't
and
get it
doesn't
back.
Yes, go pick
And
it
he
up.
has to go run and jump, and
Oh.
he does a barrel roll type thing and like picks it up, and it was like,
Hey, is that out yet?
This weekend.
That was this weekend, wasn't
No,
it?
next
Or
week.
this next weekend? Midnight release.
No.
Going to it.
I don't go to midnight releases for shows like that. Because they'll
Why?
be super packed. People are such juicers in
Yeah,
the
and then
theater.
they're
They're smelly.
No,
Smelly.
it's not the smelly. It's just... Woo! That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious.
I
Until
mean-
they do it halfway through the movie, and then I just...
yeah, like when I remember Star Wars and like when Yoda like jumped and started fighting, everyone clapped. It was like, oh,
I want to
While
go,
I was at home and watched it, I clapped. Okay, that was awesome.
I want to go.
That wasn't
like,
the correct response. You were supposed to cry.
What? No, there was like I wish I wanted so badly to go to the midnight release of episode 3, which I mean would have been a disappointment.
Yeah.
Anyways. But at the very beginning, a teacher of mine who actually did go and then taught us the next day said it was just kind of funny because everyone's dressed up. When the movie started, everyone raised their lightsabers and someone had to come over the intercom, put your lightsabers away.
You don't hear that every day.
Uh-uh.
No, I don't necessarily like going to midnight releases anymore just because, like, you wait in a long line. There's so many people there. There's people who turn around and are all douchey when you say something, and you're wrong because you don't really know what you're talking about, and
So
things
it's like a
that.
nightclub?
Yeah. No, what I want to do is I want to go to a matinee because for one, they're cheaper, and for two, no one's going to be there no matter what day. So like, I was thinking Sunday matinee, just because Sunday is going to be barely anyone's going to be there for one, and then it's a matinee, so it's cheaper.
Yeah.
So I don't
So
know if
what-
you guys want to do that.
What were you arguing about?
Oh, I personally think Captain America is like one of the greatest superheroes.
Okay.
And everyone disagrees with me. They say he's just a man and that's it, who just happened to get a super serum. And so, but I argue differently.
What do you argue?
That the serum didn't make him who he was. He was who he was. The serum just allowed him to take that potential and use it. And he didn't become a superhero. Like, he was just a hero. He didn't become a superhero until later. Like, he didn't do this to be a superhero. He didn't try to fight something that he knew he couldn't fight. Like, he just did this to be a good person. And
Like
that's
Batman.
see, and that's where I like...
So he was already a hero, he just became a superhero.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was who he was that made him a superhero, not what he did.
Like Batman.
No, Batman, it was what he did that made him a
So, like-
superhero.
Spider-Man.
Again, what he did.
He didn't do anything.
He got bit by a spider.
Yeah, but what did he do after he got bit by a spider?
No, so
Jerk to his uncle.
here's what Alan's saying,
Ooh.
okay? You take Captain America's story.
I was
He-
trying to.
Yeah.
We understand.
Good. You
We were teasing it.
Yeah.
Piece of
I'm glad you guys understand. I knew you guys
Yeah.
were just teasing.
Who's arguing again?
Chris and Elizabeth.
Well,
Really?
they don't know anything.
That's
Hey,
why I
hey,
kept
hey.
arguing them. What?
It's going to be 2 of our viewers that you just insulted.
Okay, they don't know anything about superheroes.
I don't know. I've gotten Elizabeth well versed in superheroes.
You've gotten her
Made
to watch the movies, but she hasn't embraced them yet.
That's true.
Doesn't know why.
It's not like that Big Bang Theory episode where the girls go and start to read comic books and the guys come back to them arguing about Thor's hammer.
You know what would have been really good?
I did not see
I
that.
would have enjoyed going to the midnight release of Avengers so that I would have had more people that would laugh at me at the parts that I laughed at.
Didn't we go?
I went to it.
To the midnight?
Did people laugh when that guy got shot?
No.
by the- Oh, come
You're
on!
the only one. You're the only... I went and saw that movie like 5 times in theater,
Oh
and
my
you were the
gosh.
only person to laugh at that point.
I laughed so loud too. I thought
Yeah,
everyone was
yeah.
laughing. So that, to me, that's like Batman: The Dark Knight. I laughed so hard at the pencil trick.
No, I laughed at that one.
one
The
was
good one,
supposed
that
to be
was
funny.
supposed to be funny.
Okay,
Make
well,
a
halfway
pencil
through laughing
disappear.
in the theater at Avengers, I realized that people probably thought I was sick. But
Yeah.
it was funny.
The guy, for reference for you guys, it was, if any of you have watched the movie, there's a part where...
Spoiler.
It's not really a spoiler.
It would be a spoiler to me because you are ruining an amazing part of that movie.
Okay, so spoiler. There's a part where Hawkeye shoots a guard who's standing on the top of a building, and the guard just slumps down over and falls off the building.
But it's the way that he
Yeah,
falls.
and apparently
he
it's the way he
throws
fell.
himself off the building. It's so funny. Oh my gosh.
But no one else laughed, and I saw that. Like I said, I saw that movie
I
5
saw it-
times in theater. And
I
no
saw
one
it as an
laughed.
artistic move that actor should be recognized for.
For best stunts, the Emmy
Oscar
goes to.
The best death.
All right, so if you...
That would be a good discussion.
This is like one of my favorite things to always talk about.
Okay, wait a minute.
Zombie apocalypse.
Do we want to hold this?
No.
Like we finally got here.
We
We're
got
gonna
to
talk
zombie
it.
apocalypse, so we're going to talk about zombie apocalypse.
So we'll leave it. Well, this will be our last one.
And so,
Yeah.
I guess, like, we can talk about, like, the zombies for hours, like, what kind of zombies
Yeah,
and
exactly.
everything. But what I want this time is, like, off the bat, would you start off trying to build a civilization, or would you be more of a nomadic, like, group of people? And, like, if you were a group, how many people would you be? What kind of implementations would you put if you were a civilization to, like, screen people or anything like that?
My first and foremost goal would be to destroy the zombie population, so nomad, and we would just have a small knit group that just finds the best ways to utilize weapons that aren't bullet related to kill zombies and just go around killing zombies until they're all dead.
So, what if you were like in India when it like occurred and you had to kill like 1 billion people?
Yeah.
He would die.
That would be your goal.
Well, we would set up base like I always say in a zombie apocalypse. I would get a bunch of yachts or something like that and set up base out in the middle of a large body of water that's really deep, because the odds of a zombie getting there slim. The odds of them getting on the boats even slimmer. Because have you ever tried to get on a boat? It's fucking hard. Exactly. See, so even if we
drinking
were,
it up.
One day you guys are like, you did something awesome, you had this party, you got drunk, someone like leaned over, they knocked down the ladder.
Well, for one,
Just
we
so
would
happens
always
that-
have like guards that.
Yeah,
would-
but everyone got drunk.
No. If I'm the leader, there's gonna be at least 3 people who aren't drunk at a
They're
time.
the designated guardsmen.
Yeah. Well, here's my question. Just as a clarification,
Okay. What kind of zombies?
Is it just zombie people, like no animals?
Yes, because anything that was domesticated
So
becomes
dogs.
zombies.
So like dogs
but
and
if they
cats.
were already
Cows.
like if they
So
were
we're dead because
ferrets.
of all those zombie cows.
well,
Oh my
they-
god.
And zombie cows and pigs?
New epidemic.
Basically,
Zombie
let's-
cow disease.
I wouldn't know how it would work this way, but let's just say if they were already in the wild, they were immune to, like animal-wise, they were immune to it. But if they were domesticated animals, they were not immune to it.
Okay.
So yeah, you could have like zombie parrots if
And
someone like
zombie
What do we-
cows.
and zombie cows.
What do we constitute as domesticated though, or in the wild? Because what if it's like stray cats?
Well, they're not. They're domesticated. Like domesticated deals with whether or not they've been bred to live, in civilization. And so cats
Can you
have
outbreed of that? Because what about many generations of street cats?
Well, they're still technically living in the urban areas. They're not feral, living in the wild.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
and are you saying like all cows?
No, just domesticated. Well, technically all cows are domesticated.
Well, that's
Not the wild
There's no
cows.
free range wild cows.
The wild cows are okay. It's
Wow.
easy to
We
spot
can still have
because
beef,
the
though,
black and
right?
white part of it switch between domesticated and wild.
Yeah. What about the brown ones?
You're screwed.
if they
I
were
can't tell if this cow is domesticated or not.
if they were on like a farm, but they weren't at a slaughterhouse, they were immune.
But then the
Okay,
slaughterhouse
no,
ones, that's a problem.
I guess they're stuck in the slaughterhouse until they break out.
This is Aaron's world.
I'll allow it. Okay. Anyways,
We've already drawn a line between wild and domesticated.
we've already destroyed that part.
Okay.
So
Anyway,
so-
I just wanted
so
to
now
double
that
check.
I would be
you know,
nomadic.
Now that I know, I would probably be nomadic, but I would start out somewhere to gather supplies. That's where my whole community college thing is. I'm not planning on hunkering down there forever. I want to be there while I go out and gather supplies for the trip and weaponry and all that kind of
be
stuff.
on the move.
And then once we're done with that, we're gone.
I want to be a dictator. of a civilization.
Like the government.
Wow.
No, dictator.
Aaron doesn't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Oh, like Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
So you want to be a dick?
Like a governor.
Dictator.
yes. I'd make it like my rules, or I kick you out and you fend for yourself with the zombies.
Well,
My
but then
rules,
where-
or I
where
put
are
you
you
in the
setting
zombie
up?
cage.
What?
Where are you gonna set up your civilization?
That wasn't the point. The point was just
Whether or not. Okay.
like
Yeah.
and I guess and like I would have like everyone be screened, like they'd have to like come in and
They'd have to spend backwards.
They'd
have
have
to
to
quarantine them,
spend a certain amount of time in a place before they could be allowed into the. And
Inner
if they
sanctum.
started to show, symptoms,
Then they
you-
go on the free range
kill
for
them.
people.
The shooting range.
I literally think that would be
Headshot, yeah.
I actually
You are ready.
in my civilization, I thought that would be a great idea to just like have like an arena where you would just like funnel the zombies in. You could like open up the gate and like have like people like spar off with as training for like
Alright,
because we'd all
zap them, get them angry.
because we'd have to have like a
Fighters.
military army. So
And you're helping the environment.
exactly.
I
It would be
honestly,
good experience.
if I had a choice, I would honestly want to go around alone and do what Alan does, just gradually take out zombies, find
I
small
wouldn't
groups.
want to be alone, but I would say,
I'd want a dog with me, you're right.
okay,
I'm just kidding.
I am legend over here.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna
Oh,
say.
so,
Will Smithing it up.
I think, obviously, I would want to have my close group of friends because I trust you guys, and then the opportunity to expand.
Well, it
So-
obviously would be us in charge,
But
and then Aaron would go off and do civilization, and we'd shun him. I'm just kidding.
No,
If it
we'd have a
came-
base of operations.
if it came, just so you guys know, if it came to me or you guys, I would always choose myself.
Okay.
Also, if any of you got bit, I would kill
I
you.
would shoot you in like a heartbeat.
Whoa!
It's the greatest.
I would say I'm sorry before I shot you. I'm sorry. I honestly would. I'd be.
I would put it
give
on
you
your
guys-
gravestone. Don't worry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I had to shoot you.
You understand. That's what I'd put on the gravestone.
No, like, have you guys ever really thought
Lo
about?
siento.
Have you guys ever really thought about how just scary the idea of a zombie apocalypse is? Like in real, like we see so many things and we play games and we have fun and everything like that, but just think about how devastating it truly would be to watch one of us get bit by a zombie and know that person
Oh, yeah.
is just...
Watching you get bit wouldn't be bad. Watching you get torn to pieces by a zombie horde, that would be bad.
Well, but when you if I saw you got bit and then I had to kill you,
Because
Yeah.
I'd be like, kill me, Daniel.
I know.
And then he'd be like,
Well-
actually, you know what? I got this.
but here's the thing, I would, and I would
Or I'd
because
just be like,
because
give me one of those grenades, and then I just
Yeah.
like, pop up.
yeah, because I knew it would be. But the thing is it would just suck,
Actually, that's
Yeah,
how
you'd
I'd
go
want to
cold.
die in a zombie
I would easily go
apocalypse.
cold.
If
Oh,
I-
yeah. Because
okay.
eventually it'd be like, I just don't
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Well, but then it changes. Like, if a zombie apocalypse happened? Why would I want to be around you guys? Wouldn't it be better if we all went our separate ways so that
We wouldn't ever have
we
to deal
wouldn't
with
have
that.
to deal with that? Yes, I might see people die from there on out,
No.
but they wouldn't be people I developed close attachments to.
I could see.
It's because you're thinking of the wrong mentality. You're thinking in survivor mentality. What we have to think in would be warrior mentality. That if one of us dies while fighting off zombies, then they were a brave and valiant warrior that risked their life for the cause, and that we should honor their death. And
By
so,
shooting them quickly.
No. The thing I'm going to have us all agree on is if one of us is bit, grenade, walk into the middle of a zombie horde, blow it up. That's your death.
Take out as many as you
Take
can.
out as many as you can. A warrior's death for a
We need to
warrior.
find C4. That's how we need to
Okay, I like it.
Like,
I like it.
That way,
I like it.
your final act is a final act of warrior.
we set up Alan with the blow up vest, the trigger and everything like that, and We give him the final pat down, hugs, everything like that, and the three of us turn
No.
tail and run and
Run
find.
right into
Or-
the horde.
Helicopter him in. Get into the middle of
With a
that
giant
cesspool.
horde.
Just drop you out. No parachute, no nothing.
Blow me
Why would you?
mid-air.
No, no. We have our own thing when we know that you hit the ground. Actually, that's kind of cruel.
It's not Warrior's Death. That's just a dick move.
But we got a lot of them. Yeah, okay. I can't be in charge of the Warrior's Death Initiative, sorry.
But
I was worried because, like, if you really think about it, you know, if it was just, like, say, just the four of us, right, as the zombie apocalypse happened, we could mobilize, we could get weapons, and we could be fine, you know, we could go nomadic and until we could develop some kind of civilization. But do we just abandon the rest of our family? And, like, here with me being married soon, what do I do about my wife and kid, you know?
Yeah.
You mean your former wife and kid?
Wow.
This is the zombie apocalypse.
Oh my
The
gosh.
whole rules have changed when the zombie
but
apocalypse.
it doesn't
occurred.
change.
If you
I
found,
want
like-
them to be safe in real life and during the zombie
if you
apocalypse.
found an orphan like child, like a girl or something, would you like
You're going
pass it
high school
by?
of the dead here, aren't you?
Would you just pass it by, or would you like?
No, I would
Take
take
them.
her so
No,
I could
yeah.
mold her and train
That's
her.
the idea.
I'd take
too.
her or him.
Yes.
Well, one, you don't want anyone to die,
Yeah.
but especially someone that's innocent and can't fight for themselves.
You
No way.
train and mold them
You-
so that they become the greatest.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wow.
Me
I
and
just wanna
Eric.
protect
Okay,
them.
you guys might want to go out on your own. Me and Eric, we got this.
we stop off at the first orphanage.
Oh
and
my
just
gosh.
Go.
We're training you.
Okay, who does sports? Okay, you're all with me.
Everyone else, wait for
Yeah,
Daniel and
come.
Levi.
Good bait.
Oh my gosh! You have the weirdest fantasies!
This is a hypothetical, guys.
Hypothetical.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
You liked it.
on that faded note.
Oh wait, no, we have enough time for one more thing.
Okay,
Do
one
we
more
want
thing.
You
then
serious?
I want to say,
Yeah.
what do you want to do that's social? Like
That's against social norms.
Yeah.
Use
Give up
kids
a
as
kid
bait.
Okay, well, so what you brought that one up, right? So
Yeah.
what was your thing?
like
No consequences for killing someone?
naked.
Walk around
Just
naked.
walking around
So be a
naked.
nudist.
Well, did you know in New York you can walk around topless legally, but as a male and a female?
That is cool.
Why? Why do you want to?
I don't know, just for fun.
You could go to a nudist colony. I'm
No,
sure.
I don't want it. Like I just
Oh,
want
you
it to
want-
be acceptable.
So that
Everywhere.
a whole bunch of
Hot
women
girls
are
can
walking
do it,
around
yeah.
naked for
You giggle.
real life, like karma points and.
No, like I just want it. I just hate things where like if you wanted to do it, you couldn't do it. But like I just wish if you did want to do it, you could do it. Because I mean, it's not necessarily like it can hurt your eyes if you see some like really bad person like naked, but it doesn't really necessarily hurt anyone. It just like changes like
Just no one looks at you.
Well,
it changes like what is acceptable in
Yeah.
society. But
But-
I look
it
like if
makes sense.
If we had just never like we
If
like,
that just wasn't
if it was
socially-
just
Clothes,
a
yeah,
normal
clothes
thing.
started out probably more because we needed
We
something
needed
to
to-
cover ourselves.
Yeah, to keep
but then
warm.
at
but
some point,
if it was a
during
hot
the-
day and you're just like, woo!
It's like, I don't want to worry about
It's
clothes.
like, why is Jim still wearing that?
Yeah.
See, the
Jim,
thing
I like
that
that name.
I
Yeah.
that I would wish was more socially acceptable is to be able to yell at stupid customers for saying stupid things.
Yeah, where customer service isn't.
Yeah.
Customers aren't always right anymore.
Yeah, like
So-
there's a difference
Yeah.
between if a customer has like if there's a customer with a legitimate concern or a legitimate problem, then it's your problem and you need to do everything to fix it. Versus someone who's coming in complaining about a toaster they bought at another store, and they think that you should fix it because you have those same kind of toasters. That's the
So just a paradigm shift between customer and like service.
yeah.
So it'd be like
Service customer.
Service centers are always right.
Yeah, well, and the thing is the customer is always right thing came about back when, businesses were more shady, and so customers wanted things and they were trying to attract customers. But it was this campaign that just got blown out of proportion to the point where, you can't say something to someone if it's going to potentially upset them, even if it's the truth. And
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about like yelling at the customer. I'm talking about, having to sit there and listen to their crap, like
having a customer come and yell at you or like here's a good one. I once had a customer call me about an employee of mine saying that they'd been treated racistly by them.
which employee?
I'm not gonna say anything. It's not.
Wait, was it?
It was at the
Simply Mac?
bookstore.
No.
No, it was at the bookstore. I'll tell you after.
Okay.
So the reason though that they said that the employee had been racist towards them is that she had asked to see their receipt when they were leaving the store, and no matter how much I reassured him that yes, our policy is to ask for a receipt when they're leaving the store with a bag, he would not let go about the fact that he felt that it was racist. And I told him, I just wanted to tell him, well, you know what? You're being racist here for assuming that she's racist because she asked for a receipt. And hang up. That's what I wanted to do. I could have strangled the guy if he was right there because he would not let up. He just kept going. I was on the phone for a half hour with him. And in the end, all I said was, well, I'm sorry you felt that way. If you have a problem, you can come talk to my manager. Bye. That's the closest I could get. Closest.
Yeah, that's the thing. What about you, Levi?
It's hard to say, but copyright infringement not existing.
Oh, that would be...
It depends.
I understand
know.
why.
Yeah.
I understand why. But in some aspects, like what we want to do, if anyone ever gets a problem with us doing that, if there's ever any question there, it's like, I don't want to run into that.
Everything open source.
Yeah.
The last one, because it's a trick. Oh, you.
I still haven't done it.
Okay.
Mine would be murder, but
Wow.
No. Hear me out.
Murder most.
It would be something that it would be something that you could apply for grievances against people, and if these grievances like just got to a certain point, you could apply for like a murder visa, and they'd let the person know that you applied for it,
So they
but
could
you
protect.
have it, so that and so you had a murder attempt, but if you failed at the attempt, your visa was up.
Do they give?
Is there a time frame?
Yeah, there'd be a time frame.
Do they
like
allow
a week
the other
after.
person to protect themselves, or do they just have to?
They can't kill the other person to protect themselves unless they filed for a similar murder visa, but they can.
Can they if you file a murder?
If they, yeah, they can. Like, yeah, filing a murder visa would be grounds for
Getting
Filing.
a murder
So
visa.
basically, it would come to a point where everyone would be able to murder anyone.
No, so it ends up getting to the point where it's like, this guy's just waiting on his murder visa. He's like, oh, come on! I need to
It's
protect
coming
myself!
in right now. Is it proved? Is it
Just
approved? I
accept
have
it.
the gun right on his heart.
I'm just saying.
Damn it, government.
I'm just saying.
I
There's,
can't activate my landmines if I don't have the piece.
There's some people who,
Deserve to...
and maybe they don't deserve to die per se, but
They do deserve to die.
No,
They deserve to get
they-
scared
no,
by a murder
exactly.
visa.
Yeah, they deserve to have some kind of punishment for just being a douche. They haven't broken the law at all, but they are horrible people.
What about like kneecap? Shoot their kneecaps.
You can...
You could do that, but
I'm sorry, but your grievances have just reached the threshold.
okay. So last one.
Last one because
Trey.
it's super fast. Blind, deaf, or mute. What would you want to be?
Mute.
It's a toss-up between deaf and mute.
So choose one.
Alan.
I'd go mute
I
too.
think so, yeah.
I'd be blind. Because
Why?
then I get superpowers. That's the trick.
Okay.
Because no one would choose blind. No one willingly chooses to be blind.
True.
So if you choose it, you get superpowers.
You're just grasping at straws there.
Daredevil.
I know.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
See, I'd choose mute because then then it would make my life so much easier.
I don't have to
You're like,
talk
I'm
to you.
sorry, I can't.
Just point at the paper. I can't talk, but you are being a dick.
It's like, he said this to me.
I didn't say anything. Write it down. He could say that I wrote anything.
Okay. Well,
Does it have my handwriting on it? I didn't
just
say it.
you
Right,
just
let's
draw
go.
it?
All right.
Suck a big one.
Oh my gosh. On that.
Okay,
On that
on that
note.
note, that was the Pandemonium podcast, and I hope you guys have a good week.